for music?
Hey y'all.
Hey.
So we keeping the conversation going. We're keeping the conversation going. And let's be real. Let's be real.
Why are we keeping the conversation going? Because there was a lot of meat on his bone. We kept talking and talking and talking after the show went off. And so we said, you know what? Let's get back on for behind the scenes. After show, this is After Dark Man Talk Monday.
Yes, this is after show. The after show.
A lot of foolishness will be had.
So Selena, ask the question that you asked so we can get back in that.
Okay, wait, which question?
The one about if that
roles were reversed.
Roles were reversed.
If the roles were reversed in
that's
her handling herself. How would you guys be?
Yes, I did. Okay, so because on the show we talked about if we were to walk in on you and then y'all on the men and they were watching porn, how we would feel some type of way. Not we, because I wouldn't feel some type of way, but how a wife would feel some type of way. It's almost like they feel like they're not confident in themselves because their spouse needs to go outside of there. But we talked about what if the roles were reversed? So the man walked in on his spouse, on his wife, pretty much finishing up because, like,
no.
Hey, rip your heart out. Hey, rip your heart out.
D, I won't be no more good for nothing in my life.
Ever.
I won't be no good. I won't be. I see y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand the
why. Okay, so I think the women out there need to know why. Like, if that were to occur, so you're saying, right, that if we were to walk in, we should just be like, okay, whatever. Y'all feel a confidence thing, right? For women. Why would your heart be ripped out as a man? Why would you not be any more good?
Listen, any man.
I want y'all to answer first.
All right, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I'm gonna cry for a little while on the inside, and then I'm gonna cry for a little while on the outside. and I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna think about all it. I don't think. See, listen, man, y'all don't understand. See, because Anthony said earlier, coochie coupons are at their prime right now. And so you trying to tell me that because y'all want sex us most of the time we want to, and you have the audacity to let us know I would rather be in here pleasuring myself than to be with you, I'm gonna go kill myself.
But that's what you're doing. But that's what that's what the guy is doing. If the guy is doing it, she's not ripping her heart out.
That is the ultimate. You ain't getting the job done. That is the ultimate.
I call it the ultimate.
Hey, bro.
Ego.
You're right. Our ego is crushed. Yeah. We ain't. Hey, you might as well just
speak deep. And they don't understand how simple we are. I keep telling you every week, we're not as complex as y'all think. There's a couple of things that get us going, and other than that, that's about it. But me coming to the house seeing you is not one of them. It's not because I'm not gonna be able to get that out of my head.
Okay. How is that any different than y'all doing whatever with the porn and then we walking in?
Well, we doing it because we trying to retreat to a place.
I'm gonna let you work that out, bro.
Yeah,
we doing it because we trying to get away from something. That ain't what y'all doing. We're trying to get away from the pressure.
But what if we're thinking that you're trying to get away from us? What if we're thinking that?
Oh wow.
Tell them.
No. You tell me.
And I'm gonna throw a caveat in there. You ready for this?
Ready.
So say y'all had a limp situation, a limp conversation situation, whatever.
Yeah.
And you weren't able to, and you was like, and we feel like you just want to be out here in these streets. I don't even know the word.
If you take it to the street, somebody
I know the word, but I can't say it.
Not in the street.
Or you better not take it to the street. Somebody.
Not in the street. But what I'm saying is, you would rather just be sitting in here, just whatever, than for you to walk in and they handling their business. That's kind of selfish, though.
See, this what y'all don't misunderstand.
Help us.
Everything ain't about y'all.
Help us.
It is though. It is though.
I need help.
We can't make everything about y'all. Y'all, first of all,
but it is about us.
But you control the keys to sex. No. How you gonna be in there playing yourself? And most of because this is me. And let me be honest. Let me say this.
I got this.
Okay, just let me say this because I feel like this. My wife don't want to be bothered with me half the time. So I know I can, which I don't understand why not me?
Well, because I have to get up like be at work at.
Oh man, I'm not trying to
in the morning.
That's all I'm saying is I think everything is not about women. Women try to make everything about them. If women is doing that to themselves, they gone. D. They ain't coming back from that. Ain't no coming back from that. D ain't no coming back, man.
I don't think that's
you know what? I'll never forget watching Wonder Woman. And
she said, we don't need y'all.
And she
said,
why do I need a man for that? I can do that myself.
That's what she had said.
What is that?
I heard her say it.
Taking care of herself sexually. She said that. And I'm like, how you gonna put that in the atmosphere like that?
She so said it.
She said
it. To write that. That's why.
Now, if she was talking about somebody being lesbian, that's who need to be lesbian right there.
But
she about 10 foot. Anyway, let me stop. I'm just saying.
Anyway. But if men have these so-called you're watching porn, right? You have these so-called, I mean, what is it about porn? What are they doing in porn?
It ain't, but it's not the porn.
Tell them, D.
So what is
it's not the porn? It's the judgment-free, stress-free pleasure.
Oh,
I'm judging.
Hey, D. Women not under no stress. D, women not under no stress to perform. There's no pressure. There is no pressure.
Hold on.
No, yes, we are.
I think we have check marked a misconception. So y'all let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, that is a misconception right there.
What?
How dare you say that a woman is sexist? First of all, so you feel like
listen, you call it anything you want to. It's the truth. It's just what it is.
No, it's not.
It's the truth.
No, it's not. Why you don't feel like it? Why you? Oh, really?
You gonna come to the field without your A game, but we supposed to just come whatever? Everybody got to bring their A game to the park, because if not, it's gonna be a sucky game.
It's gonna be the problem. You already know.
But D, first of all, they talking about bringing an A game. They decide whether or not the game is even been played anyway.
See,
and if they don't feel like playing, whether we got our A, B, or C game, they don't want to play. How about this?
Not bringing the D game, and then we want to play a little more.
Ooh. You know what? You
in a hush. Come over.
I'll turn this camera off for a minute, man. Get out of hand.
Dude, you control it. You tell me no, and the next day I come home and see you in there, I'm gonna burn down the whole house.
No, you're not.
No.
He said burn down the whole house.
No, the whole house coming down. The whole house coming down. If I come in there, matter of fact, if I come in there and you there, dude, the house got to come down because they control it. See, it's different. We don't control it, Selena. If we control it, it would be different.
So you're saying that y'all don't control nothing?
I can hardly hit Selena.
If you know this, though, then you should immediately ask yourself, why is she saying no to me? It is clearly something I'm not doing right. And that's when you go ahead and get in there and get to practice whatever you got to do.
But we simple. We don't think that deep.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait. So you gonna find a way to make this about me? This about me?
I'm not talking about
you. That's what she said. She did not say that.
I'm not saying when I say you, I'm not saying you.
She's talking about the collective.
No. When I say me, I represent men. I represent all men everywhere. So when you talk about when you say me, I understand you talk about men everywhere. And as men everywhere would say, girl, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you.
No, because you asked the question. You put it out there, right? That we control it and we stand no, we supposed to. They're not saying no just to say no. Something happened for them to say no. And so it's either physical, like they got cramps, they got headaches, they tired, they've been stressed at work, or you ain't putting it down. And you know what's
see this way you
This way you wrong. To Yoga's point, do we even have the right to say no?
No, we don't. Sure, wait, hold on.
Don't do it.
Sure,
don't do it.
Don't you sit here. Don't you sit here and act like you don't get no attitude. Don't you sit here and act like you don't get no attitude.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't say she wasn't gonna get attitude. I said you had a right. Now you also had a right to do whatever. But you got the right.
Listen, I was on with a friend of mine.
Tired.
Hello, Wynell said tired. How easy is it to let someone else do all the work?
I'm just saying, you just showing up. You just show up to the party. You like the pinata at the party. You just hang from the tree and let us beat you. You just show up to the party. How you gonna tell me you tired? You just hanging from the tree.
John, contrary to what people believe, we don't just want to lay there. Like we want to be, I mean, this is a 2-person sport. You know what I'm saying?
Tag team.
Back again.
We don't have the infield. We want to at least be able to catch the outfield. But y'all just like, I just want to be in the game. So like, you tired, whatever. Just you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do anything. You just lay there. What? Like we don't do stuff haphazardly as women.
We only say that because we just trying to get in. We just want some.
Wynell says, how y'all dictate time, location, position, etc.? How y'all dictate all that?
That's because we got the goods.
Now I have heard women are the gatekeepers to sex, men are the gatekeepers to relationships.
Now, and when they're trying to get us to be in a relationship with them, the gate stay open. Once they got us, don't do it. I just want somebody to tell me I'm lying.
Don't do it.
When they trying to get us, bro, that gate doing like this. They try to get us. And then when they get us, they don't feel like it. Now that we don't feel like it, because you're not gonna put the same energy and effort in the sex as you was when you was trying to get me.
And that's when communication comes to play. That's when you say, babe, like when we were dating, which first of all, you should be waiting till you're married. I'm gonna throw that out there.
No, I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
So, but I'm saying like, which that is absolutely valid, John. What you're saying is absolutely valid. But that's when you say like, I don't understand. Like when we was dating, like you was busting it wide open and everything. And now that we married, like what's going on? And that's the opportunity.
Ask the question.
Yeah, say like, I'm tired. I did say busting wide open. But that's when you had those. That's when intimacy comes in. And you have those conversations like, babe, like I'm just not. I don't know what it is. Like I'm not feeling myself. I'm not feeling sexy. I'm stressed at work, blah, blah. And that's what can I do?
Okay.
What can I do?
Okay. I think you just hit on something. When we was just dating, the pressure for life wasn't there. There was no pressure for life. How we gonna pay these bills? How we gonna pay this mortgage, the house note, all this type of stuff. So now we into this. There's an extra level of stress that's there that we didn't deal with in dating, and we didn't talk about.
And they like, oh, you want to have sex all the time. I don't be feeling like that all the time. Then that turns into not having no sex at all. We once or twice a month. And you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Well, when we was dating, I was feeling you like that. I ain't really feeling you like I've won. I've accomplished my relationship goal. And now I don't feel like I have to do it. Like, listen to me. I don't feel like
you just secured the bag, and so now
listen to me. Hold, don't say nobody don't say it, because somebody has called me and said, so was talking about their husband and said this. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I have to do that no more.
Well, see, there lies the problem. Instead of talking to you, they should have been talking to their husband.
Hey, come on, somebody.
What the problem was?
Let me tell you. Listen to me. I'm Man Talk. I'm the co-partner of Man Talk Monday. People do solicit me for that kind of stuff.
I get that. However, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're having that issue, what's wrong with the communication? There's a communication gap for them to be comfortable enough to say something to you and not to their spouse.
Now, they said something to them and their spouse talked about it, but they couldn't agree upon what each person was supposed to change. He comes and he's complaining about not having enough sex, and she's making excuses about why she don't want to have sex, when ultimately her relationship goal was to be married. She's married now, and she don't feel like she put the booty on the shelf and now it got rust on it. And when he look over there and he see it, he like, wait a minute. When we was you ain't even carrying it no more. So I know I ain't getting nothing if you ain't carrying no more. Now it's on the wall. And don't tell me that women don't feel like this, because they do. They do.
When you have a conversation about this, like Cheryl said, I feel like that's something that you should be talking to your spouse about. And you should overly communicate. One thing I learned in my doctoral program is that you should communicate early and often. And so you got to talk about it up front and then keep communicating those things. Like I tell this, I was going to say everything. And sometimes he'd be like, Ninja. Like, I don't want to talk about that.
Like, listen.
Because I'm literally an open book. It's like,
there are things that, listen, guys need to have other guys that they can talk to. Women need to have other women that they can talk to about certain things. Yeah. Now we just need to be aware of it, but the whole details, we don't need everything. So
I'm all about the details.
So you go somewhere where it's comfortable. But I think there's something that was just introduced in this whole thing, is how you gonna behave in a way that's not consistent with who you really are. Mm-hmm. That's deception. Mm-hmm. That's deception, for you to behave in a way that's not who you really are, just to get somebody and lock them in, and then now you become who you are, because you can't keep that up forever. Whenever you put on airs, you can't keep that up forever. Never. Even to the point to where you having sex with that person for the purpose of locking them in. You're not going to keep that up forever. So don't sit up there and deceive them like that. That's deception.
But that is deception. But don't we tend to be feeling each other a lot more when the relationship is new to us?
Well, that's the newlywed stage. Yes, that's why they call it newlywed stage.
Why are you supposed to clink it until you get past that stage? Because everything is shining in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely right. And don't let me dominate. I don't want to dominate the conversation, but let me say this: you're right. But when you get past the stage where it's going away, that's where it has to become intentional. See, because when you first get out, you just want to. But after you start wanting to, now it has to be on purpose. You gotta say, I know I started this, I gotta do it. Even though I don't feel like, because we can't get past our feelings a lot of time.
Okay, but the perception is that then you should be intentional. You should have been intentional from the jump. She
was intentional.
No, I'm saying, like, okay, if I'm going to put this out here, like, this is where I'm leading to. I'm leading towards marriage. I want X, Y, and Z for this relationship. These are my expectations. These are my wants, and vice versa. And he tells that his expectations and his wants. And so when they get into marriage, and it's been a couple of years, and it's like, oh, you ain't giving me none. Like, remember, you said, you call them back to their remembrance. Your expectations was X, Y, and Z, and mine was this and that. And that's not what we have. And that's when you have a conversation, because it's like, I'm not getting the things that I said in the beginning, and you knew what I expected, and I know what you expect, and now we're not doing that, so there's a problem. And so now we come to because if you're really trying to be with that person, if you know that if you love that person, first of all, and you know this is something that they expect in their marriage, or this is something that they expect in their relationship, and you're not giving that to them, then it's one of two things. You can't stand them for real. You ain't trying to be with them, Or maybe it's a physical thing. So maybe y'all just having this limp conversation, and that's like, baby, let me take you to the doctor and see what's going on. Because you already know the expectations that I have in our relationship, and I know your expectations. And I feel like we're not going to get anywhere if we're not going to talk about it, and then two, come up with a plan to fix it together.
There's this lady, she's a psychotherapist. Her name is Esther Perel. And she said, people don't decide whether they're trying to have a love story or a life story. We don't know if we want to have a love story or a life story. Because a life story requires a whole lot more. Most people go for the love story. We want something we can brag to our friends about and all this type of stuff, but not understanding that life is going to happen. Right. So when you get into the life story, now we talking about the life story. We talk about the changes that people go through physically and getting as you age, things change. As you progress through life, you're not going to be the same person throughout the whole marriage. Mm-hmm. So how do I make the adjustment? How do I communicate the adjustment? And now we're saying, number one, people communication game is completely off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's completely off. Mm-hmm. How do they get the communication game on so that they can actually sustain a marriage over the years?
Well, it's I know it's harder to try to straighten something out after you've already started building on it.
Oh wow.
So communication is kind of hard to establish once the beginning has been a given. It's if we went into this with didn't really talk about expectations, didn't really talk about some of the things we want to do, didn't really talk about none of that stuff, and now we in the marriage, and it's funny because marriage comes a lot faster at you than you think. I mean, the real part of marriage when you start having to do something for her and not just because you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? And I think that comes a lot sooner and a lot faster than people anticipate when they talk about it.
But somebody has to make the first step for change. If you need to change how y'all communicate or the lack of communication, somebody has to take that first step. Somebody does, or else you're gonna still be at that same place.
Well, who controls the draws? They need to make.
It doesn't matter who controls whatever. It's a matter at some point somebody has to be.
I'm trying to pull your pants down. You hold it like this. You talking about I need to change something?
No, that's not what I said. I said somebody.
Oh, okay,
so it has to be. It has to be at some point when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
You got them up here. So wait.
You know what? Anyway. No, go ahead. He just took my whole.
Everybody take your phone.
You see this? Hostile environment.
I'm simply saying it's easy for people to say somebody got to change. The person that holds the draws got to change.
No, that's not what I was saying. That is not what I was saying.
That's what I'm saying.
If you want, but I was like talking.
You're wrong, John. Hush. Go ahead, Cheryl.
If somebody has to say, I want this to change. I don't like the way this situation is. I want it to be different. And whoever wants it to be different, communicate that you want it different. And this is what we have to do to make this thing different. I don't like the way I feel about this. I don't like how I feel when you're this way. You make me feel this way when you do this or that or whatever. We have to come about a change, whether we get to a happy medium or we have to come to some kind of agreement where there has to be a change in the relationship. Because if it's where it's unhappy and not where both parties are feeling well about you might as well throw the relationship out. But come on, John.
I ain't saying nothing.
No.
Don't be going, John.
I'm going to be the first to tell you ain't getting none tonight.
Finish him.
Right. So if Cheryl finds you in there in the meeting room with the porn on, she gonna be you're gonna be all right.
That's right, baby.
You good?
Don't let me disturb you.
I'll be back. Let me know when you do.
The crazy thing is how people put all the emphasis on sex, but this is clearly about how we talk to each other, the communication,
Exactly.
and the whole nine. And I don't think anybody ever put that much emphasis or weight on communication into making everything work. Like I was talking to my wife, I'm a gist person. Give me the bottom line, I'm good. She is all about the details.
Every last detail.
She won't.
But that's a woman thing. What about details?
But I'm like, because when I listen to something, I'm listening for the bottom line. If you start going into details about some certain things, sometimes I'm just like,
oh man,
I'm listening for the bottom line. Oh, okay. But she is trying to grab every detail. But me, I'm not like, so I have to try to learn how to make that switch.
And listen with
but if you do the detail and it comes back and say, well, I told you this, or well, no, but I didn't hear you say that. But then you did tell them that. Well, I wasn't listening. I didn't hear all of that because you're not listening for the details.
Well, so what you're not gonna do is
I
get on her.
But I did.
Get on her.
I already did.
About...
I already did.
Yes. I just want to say for the men that are listening and for like people like John who think that you just supposed to burst wide open.
I stand for all men. I stand for all men.
No, you clearly don't.
Foolish men. But like literally, if you are so in tune with us that like you understand like our wants, you understand our needs, you understand the details
what she's saying.
of this life. Like you are listening to us, like you make our coffee in the morning and put it in our car. Like you, like, oh, I know you don't have no gas. You go, like those are turn-ons for us. Like that is literally foreplay. The level of intimacy and attention. What?
That's a turn off for me.
That's why you don't get it done.
I am turned off right now. I am turned off right now.
This is what I'm saying. When you are attentive to a woman, and when I say attentive, I'm not talking about just listening, but you are anticipating the need for them. We will drop our natural draws for you.
The natural ones.
Natural, not the fake ones. Natural.
Only because it literally is a turn off. And not only that, but it makes sex more than just sex. It makes it like love making. Like we are in tune with each other so much to where you understand, you anticipate my needs and my wants, and so I'm going to do the same for you in the bedroom.
There you go.
Like, you ain't got time to hear what I got going on. You ain't listening. You ain't paying attention. You got attentive. I'm going to turn off the light, turn over, and pull up the covers because I got a headache.
Selena, so you telling me that if we reciprocate all that, the woman gonna do it back for us? Because again, Teddy P said it's good loving somebody when somebody loving you back.
But does that matter to you?
People talk about it, but we know we don't get what we put out like that. We never do.
That's a lie, though. Does that matter to you? Somebody making your coffee and putting it in the car and getting your gas. Does that matter?
Me. I speak for men. It's not about me.
You speak for men, but that doesn't matter to men. So men's turn on is not necessarily that. So whatever it is for you, because you got, of course, again, you got to communicate, right, and be attentive to your spouse. So whatever you know is your spouse's thing, the thing that they love, that you pay. If you flatter them or you tell them how much of a man they are and how much you appreciate them being a protector and a provider, you know that that's the thing that they love and that's the thing that turns them on, then absolutely that's what you should give them. But if you don't, because you don't care nothing about somebody, her making your coffee and putting the car, putting gas in your car,
I don't care nothing about that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's
it
not
turned me off just thinking about somebody doing that.
You don't even drink coffee.
But I'm saying, like, whatever your thing is, if you have a spouse or a partner that is attentive to you and that's so in tune with you that they realize what your thing is and they do that, that's going to turn you on. But if you are not communicating enough or being attentive enough to your spouse to know what their turn on language is, you're going to get the cold shoulder every time, and you're gonna get the headache excuse.
Let me say this. For men, be the type of man that she can brag to her friends about.
Absolutely.
You need to be the type of woman that he can brag to his friends about.
But why
Don't
wouldn't you?
don't expect me to be no more than what you want her to be. Don't.
That's not what she said.
Hold on. Let me say this. Now y'all need to make up y'all mind what side of the fence y'all gonna stand on. Because either you're tired, either you well, I ain't got time. Some you can't have it all now. You want everything, and you not finna get it all. You make up your mind what like. What'd you say?
When they say they tired of you not being attentive. Not tired and like sleepy and wanting to go sleep. They're tired of you not being attentive. They're tired of you not being the man of the house. You not going out there and hustling if that's you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
I speak for men. Also.
So they're tired of you either cheating or they're tired of you looking at other women. They're tired of you not coming home at night. They're tired of you sitting on the couch playing video games all day and not doing whatever it is that they need you to do around the house.
Well, let me tell you this, you're lying.
And so how that comes out is, you think I'm going to suit it up for you?
Well, you lying, number one, because that's all them the kind of niggas they go for is the niggas that sit on the couch play video games all day. Them niggas don't never get told no. Them Negroes y'all always like this when them Negroes come who ain't got no money or nothing coming in. But yeah, when the Negro go to work for y'all every day and bring whoa, and be the man you want, that ain't the one you want. So let's not talk about dudes sitting on the couch playing PlayStation, because that's the one y'all want to open up to and be with.
I don't know who y'all is, because that ain't me.
I'm not speaking to you. I'm talking to women. Don't you represent women? I'm talking to women. I'm talking to women.
The ones that have like
we've dipped over into the dating pool. We dipped over into the dating pool a little bit, but the compliant man, the attentive man, he's saying most women aren't really attracted to. It's the man who don't care. It's the man that they gotta chase down. It's the man that make them work harder than anybody else. Those are the ones that they after. Monique says yes. Paying these bills turns me on. Yes, the woman will do it back. But here's the thing, and this is Dwayne Hunter says, I agree, Yogi. This is the mixed signals that we get. This is the mixed signals. Like John said, the guys who do the bare minimum are the ones who get all the attention and the sex. I'm talking about in a dating situation. So we're in marriage. Because here's the thing: that same guy in a marriage, he gonna realize he gonna have a hard life. He gonna have a hard.
It's not gonna keep her.
Right. It's not gonna.
If he gets that in the beginning, it's because all she wants is sex. She don't want nothing attached to it. She's not trying to have a marriage or relationship because she's not going to stay for that.
Or she's trying to lock him down.
But he got to come with more than that. After a couple of months, we want more than just.
See now, Selena. Okay, now you said this a minute ago, and I agree with this. But you don't think there are women that just want to have his baby? They just want to keep him in their life. They just want to have his baby and keep him in his life. No, because most people are foolish. Now, we want to act like that everybody had their head on. People don't have their head on. Folk do crazy. People are real silly in relationships.
I absolutely agree with you, John. That there are people out here who are just trying to, I guess you say, trap certain men and have their baby. I don't speak trap men, so I can't speak on those women because I don't know that. Like that ain't me. I can only speak on those women who are really trying to build something with somebody and who understand their wants, their needs, and their expectations and want to communicate that to the person that they're trying to be with. Now, those other people, you're gonna have to find a representative for them because I ain't it. Like I can't speak on them because I've never been someone to try to trap somebody.
So they don't understand their wants, their needs. They need you were saying that they need to understand their wants and their needs.
But normally women understand that when they're old and raggedy and run down, and then they talking about they want to settle down with somebody.
That is not the case. That is not true. There are some young women who do understand what they want and don't want.
Yeah.
And they got 9 kids.
No, they don't.
He said 9 kids. Dwayne says, Selena, you have a point as well. I believe it's a two-way street. Listen. Oh, Aubrey says, yeah, stupid ones. Monique says, that's a myth in dating. Women are not going for that. Like Selena said, that's what she wants at that time. The casual part.
What does that mean?
You got to play the long game. In dating, you got to play the long game. You can't just play to secure the bag. You got to play the long game. Mika says, no, not real women. I get that. I get all that. I get what you're saying. Here's the thing that we missing in this. We got to talk. We got to figure some things out. We got to get to a point to where we push our pride aside. Both parties push our pride, our hurt aside, our disappointments, and say what's actually going on. What's really happening.
But you know why we don't do that at the beginning? We don't do that at the beginning. Is because we don't want to be rejected or appear to be weak or something that we're not.
Yeah. Because that's the representative time.
But if you're together, sometimes you have to throw that
you do.
Pride stuff aside. If we're gonna be together, I can't be fighting through your pride trying to figure out what's going on with you. Then that causes another problem because I'm trying to have ESP trying to figure out what's going on with you. And that why would I have to do that?
Why should you have to?
Why should I have to?
Again, I think it's so much more. It's so much more to it. There's so much more in here. I think, but it all starts with the conversation, talking about it. I think it all starts with that, and because it all starts with that, and then again, because we try to figure out what's going on in y'all head, which we ain't gonna never figure out, and y'all trying to figure out what's going on in our head, and again, y'all want to make us more complex than what we actually are, which causes y'all to misunderstand what we doing and what we thinking.
But we wouldn't have to figure you out if you would open your mouth and speak and communicate. Well, there will be no need for trying to figure people out because it's like I'm an open book. I'm gonna tell you what I need, what I'm feeling, what I'm expecting, what I'm not getting that I feel like I need to be getting, and then you say vice versa. Well, I get that you're not getting this, but I'm not getting this, or whatever. And that's when conversation comes into play. So y'all need to own the red, or y'all need a patio night where y'all out there talking about y'all expectations.
You know what it is? We gotta fight through the stigmas of the expectations of who we are as men to do that. Because for us to admit that we don't measure up in that moment, or we don't have it going on in that moment, we supposed to have it going on all the time. We supposed to be batting 1,000 every time we step into any situation, be it financial, be it sexual, anything. We ain't supposed to have any issues.
But that's the misconception. I feel like if you have a woman that's behind you, that's like, babe, you're not gonna always get it right. And when you don't, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? If you fall, I'm here. I'm gonna probably voice my opinion in the fall, especially if I said, hey, we should probably do X, Y, and Z. But we understand that y'all are not perfect, just like we are not perfect. And that's when I say wives or women, period, have to be that soft space for that man to land because the world already tears them up. And so if we are that soft space for you, Lynn, you can feel okay and vulnerable enough to say, you know what, I missed the mark. Like I wasn't able to do X, Y, and Z. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. But it's different when it's like you out here in these streets, like you got everything under control and you're not communicating that to us. And then we find out on the back end, as opposed to like you're communicating to us and you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable with us. And then we're being that soft space for you to land.
Sometimes though, they don't feel like that we're that soft place to land, and I'm not sure why. And I guess that's
because nobody has the ability to hurt us like y'all do.
But what if we're not the ones who have hurt you? What if it's a past somebody that may have hurt you, but yet you won't allow us to be that landing board for you?
So let me get this right. So we drag our past.
That's not what I'm asking.
Hold on. No. Just let me. You tag me. So
no, I didn't. I did not tag him. I never tagged him. He just jumps back.
I was simply saying, in relationships, aren't women generally the ones that drag they past in their previous relationships, or is it men?
It's both. It's not one way. It's both. Men
I
have
agree.
issues just like women have issues with past
We
relationships.
do.
Yes, they do.
We don't
We
have
try
no-
to have very short memory.
You
We
have
try to
no
have.
gauge in that.
We just more verbal about it. We're gonna
That's
tell
it.
you.
That's
Let
it.
me tell you what happened, X, Y, and Z, and y'all keep that stuff
Mhm.
a secret. And so when it come out, we're blindsided because you haven't exposed that to us, and we told you everything.
Okay. So women talk it out, men act it out. That's what you're saying?
Yeah,
Whatever.
we're emotional creatures, so we're gonna be emotional about it. You guys are logical. Guys are logical. Men are logical. Women are emotional.
D, get on.
And they like it.
D, go right now. Go right now.
You good,
Get
D?
up.
You good?
You know what? You know what? And
Last
I'm
5 minutes.
thinking back to that last week. This is the marriage class that we should have been having in church.
Yes.
Facts.
This is the talks we should have been having.
The
It didn't have to be on
premarital.
the top ground, but
Well,
because go ahead.
I agree with you, but I disagree with you. Let me tell you why I disagree with you. Because
Mhm.
I think when you talk marriage, I think it's bigger than the church. I think
At the church, not about around the church. At the church.
This the level we should have been going to in the marriage class.
because we're not gonna do that at church though. That's not what we could
But
do
that's
at
what
church.
this is what we should have been doing.
Yeah.
Because has those little surface conversations helped anybody?
No.
Yeah. So we need marriage people and people that lead the marriage class, facilitate the marriage class, that don't let people go off on these spiritual tangents about how, oh, I just prayed and things got better. No.
You gotta talk about that thing.
We know this thing don't work like that.
And I was submissive to my husband and did everything he told me to do.
Whole time he rolling his eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Bad.
If we really want marriages to work, if we really want people to get this right, we gotta talk the real talk. We gotta tell people what it really takes. And I don't think people understand how much goes into this.
That's true.
There's a lot that goes into this.
Yes.
Yeah, we can laugh, we can talk, we can have fun, but it requires work to have those moments.
Because I think
Go ahead, John.
No, you go.
Go ahead, Gotcha.
I just think when people get you to the wedding spot, I think they feel like they've completed what their goal was.
Just the beginning.
Hey, I got him here. Woo, child, y'all pray for me. We got here. And it's like, girl, you don't know the half.
Turn it up.
You know, because that's when it starts. That's when it starts.
Exactly.
We don't teach them that. We don't teach that. We don't teach about submission, what it really means. We don't teach about that kind of stuff.
I think everything's hidden behind the glory of it all. Where it seems like everybody's all so happy go lucky.
You just trying to have some sex.
Not a problem in the world, legally, and not a problem in the world. And
you're trying to get some booty.
I can't.
I think that's one thing that I do appreciate about, I guess, what we got going on, because like I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't know how. Like I try because I'm supposed to be like, oh, so. But I just like, okay. So when you had said that, like that pissed me off, and I didn't really like it. And when you had did that, I didn't really like that either. And so, but when you had did that, like I was like, okay, come on now. I literally tell him everything, and it might be a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? But I think about that after the fact. But it's never going to be a thing where he has to wonder. Because I lay it all out there. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. I lay it all out there. And then he can come up with what he wants. But if he's not going to reciprocate that and be vulnerable enough to either express how he felt about what I said or what I did or whatever, then we're not going to get anywhere. And so that's why we make it a point, especially couples that we counsel. We tell them, like, you have got to put everything out there, good, bad, ugly. You allow them to decide how they're going to respond to it. But you're not hiding anything from them because you're letting them know, like, this is me, naked, unashamed, maybe ashamed, I don't know, but I'm putting it out there, and so that we can figure it out as a couple. Because if not, you're allowing your spouse to deal with you according to what they think they know about you and not what they really know about you, because you allowed yourself to be vulnerable and to open up to them.
Well, I'm gonna say this before we wrap it up, before we finish up. when you're communicating, and this is something I'm definitely learning. I haven't gotten it down pat, but I'm working on it. You have got to check for understanding. If you're communicating, it's not enough to say something, and you say something and say, I communicated. If you don't check for understanding to see if the person really got what you were saying, communication did not happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's
comprehension is half of
Hey,
it.
you just pissed somebody off. They ain't gonna get nothing tonight.
Yep.
right. Because it'll be times she's like, you ain't tell me that. I know I said it, but I know I said it, but I never checked and say, hey, did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? Did you get it? Did you get what I said? I didn't do that. But I feel like because I said it, I covered my end.
Yeah. There's a difference between listening and hearing. When you actually really hear it, it goes in your heart and in your memory bank. But listening, you can listen to something all day. I listen to music in the car, but when you really like hear it and you hearing the words, and what the meaning of them of the songs are, there's a difference between just listening, because you just listen to the beat, but you don't have an understanding of what a song is until you.
And it's like all about comprehension, and that's why I'll say, "What did I just say?" Like, I need you to go ahead and put it in your. And he's like, "Don't be trying to quiz me," but I need to know that you really comprehended what I was saying.
What's with the pop quiz?
Hit me with the yeah. Oh man. Oh wow. When he hit me, oh well. Wow. Oh wow. You ain't listening.
That's a technique. I gotta tell us that is a technique we learn as husbands.
There you go.
But as a wife, I'm like,
y'all need to unlearn that.
I be like,
oh man.
She
said what, girl? Yeah.
Hey, D, they don't know you.
And I'm like, you is totally not listening to me.
I wouldn't put her with that. That's what you want to eat. Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, we got to throw those in there every now and then. Got to throw them in.
Comprehend or communicate to comprehend, not communicate just to say that you communicated.
Right.
We gonna leave it.
Right.
This is good, people.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
if you comprehend and you communicate, you will get the coochie.
And if the coochie don't come, we're gonna call you. Coochie doesn't come, we calling you. Y'all call Dr. Selena / trauma. It's gonna be more trauma, way more trauma if that coochie don't come. I'm telling y'all right now. Trauma.
You communicate and you comprehend what they're saying and you become intimate with them, and I mean intimate on a whole nother level than just sex. The sex will come. It will
Now she moving the goalpost. Y'all ain't gonna never get none. Go on, go to sleep. Go to sleep. She moving the goalpost. Now you gotta be looking in their eyes all day to my. You know I loved it, you girl. We ain't gonna get done. I'm telling you, we ain't gonna get done.
It's about
we ain't go to sleep.
Actions, not words.
Well, yeah. Listen. We really do want marriages to work.
We don't.
And in order for it to work, these are the things that have to happen. Communication has to happen. So we appreciate y'all jumping back on with us, y'all to jump back on. We'll put this one up too for y'all to listen to as well. It was just too much still left there from the regular show. We had to put something else out there. So we appreciate everybody hopping back on. Those of you who joined the second portion, go back and check out the first one. There was a lot said in that one. So we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being with us. We wrapping this one up. We appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next Monday.
Bye, y'all.
Real
this time.